Hey, do you think you know a lot about Bellingham, Washington? Well, whether you've lived here your whole life or you're thinking about relocating to the area, in this video we're going to go over 10 interesting facts about Bellingham that you probably don't know. We're going to get started right now. Number one on our list we dive in is this world record that Mount Baker, though technically not in Bellingham, holds for annual snowfall. Now this goes back to the 1998-1999 season, in which there was 1,140 inches of snow accumulation during a single season. That's almost 95 feet there at Mount Baker. This, to this day, still holds the world record for most snowfall in a single season. Now, as I said a moment ago, Mount Baker is technically not inside of Bellingham. It is about, 90-minute drive, depending on where you start, but it is our local mountain, and it's going to be a phenomenal place for winter sports such as skiing and snowboarding, as well as things like snowshoeing. It's going to be a phenomenal summer and springtime spot, really in the fall as well, for hiking, for biking, for photography. So it's a year-round opportunity for you to get out of the city, get out into nature and take it in for all its beauty. But to this day, our local mountain holds world record for annual snowfall. Number two on our list is the fact that Bellingham was once upon a time made up of 4 different unique, distinct towns. Now these include what was known as Whatcom, Seaholm, Fairhaven, which is an area that still exists today, and Bellingham. Now, each one of these towns had its own economy, its own identity. All of them, to some degree, had ambitions of being the main city here within Washington. At one point, Fairhaven was even working to try and rival Seattle. But in the year of 1903, they all decided to merge and become one city, which is what we have today. Bellingham has, of course, continued to grow over time, to expand to a much broader geography than would have existed when we were focused and kind of centralized here around Bellingham Bay back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. But again, once upon a time, this area that we now know as Bellingham was made up of 4 unique, distinct towns. Number 3 on the list is the fact that Bellingham is home to one of the largest outdoor sculpture collections on all of the West Coast, with this being isolated to one particular location, which is the campus at Western Washington University. There's over 70 sculptures spread across the campus, again being one of the largest outdoor collections on the entire coast, and it features artwork that has been created both by nationally and internationally known artists. It's something that tourists love to take in. It's completely free to visit and to walk the campus, and frankly, it's something that a lot of people who live here for a very long time have never done. So if you're a local who's watching this video, I encourage you to find a day. The time that I'm filming this video, we're transitioning into fall. Clouds have come out, but maybe find a day that's partly sunny where you can get up there and take in some art there on the Western Washington University campus. Number 4 on the list is the fact that Bellingham has one of the very best farmers market in the entire state of Washington. Now this market runs every Saturday from April into December. There is a winter market as well. You'd need to visit the website to get the details for those unique days, hours, what have you. But it's one of the largest and oldest farmers markets in Washington state, and one of the best attended. The market features local farms, fresh produce, food trucks, live music, artisan vendors. The list goes on. There's a little bit of something for everybody at the farmers market, whether you're wanting to stop by to grab some lunch, get a big, beautiful bouquet of flowers, get your local honey, some new earrings. The list goes on and on. If you're visiting the area, it is absolutely a must-see, must-do if you're here on a Saturday. So number 4 on the list, the Bellingham Farmers Market. Number 5 on our list is one that's completely new to me, and that is the legend of the Bellingham Bay Monster. Now, I have lived here all my life, but before I was doing a brief bit of research for this video and deciding what to include, this is the first time I've ever heard of it. Well, come to find out, this is a story, a legend, if you will, that goes all the way back to the early 1900s. In fact, there were articles in the Bellingham Herald dating back to 1905 and 2 that were in 1910. One of the titles being Flock of Whales and Sea Serpent Seen by Fishermen. Another being Sea Serpent's Tail is Afloat early in the season. Again, these are stories that are going back to the early 1900s, and people have claimed to see unique, strange, large creatures in Bellingham Bay since that time. Again, this one's new to me, so even if you live here locally, perhaps that is also new to you. Would encourage you to do your own homework on this particular subject. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, we encourage you to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you can keep up on all the content that we're releasing about Bellingham, about Whatcom County, and all the great things that are going on here in this area. My name is Jeff Engen. I'm with MJB Real Estate Group here in Bellingham, and every day we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you who are considering a move to this area, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about moving tomorrow, 10 months from now, or sometime in between, we encourage you to reach out. You can find all of our contact information below. You will also see a link for our free relocation guide featured throughout this video. We encourage you to download that, no strings attached, as you're considering making a move to this area. But for now, let's get back to talking about these 10 interesting facts about Bellingham. Number 6 on our list is a place known as Little Squalicum Pier. Now, this is a pier that originally goes back all the way to 1912 when the Olympic Portland Cement Company constructed this timber trestle pier in order to carry rail cars out over the water, allowing them to load processed cement onto barges. So it's got a long history. It's existed for a long, long time, but the cement operation ended around 1987 and it was closed and private all the way until 2025. In fact, it just opened this year, and presently it is identified as the longest public pier in the state of Washington. In fact, it's the longest pier between White Rock, BC, all the way down to Pacifica, California. The pier extends 1,248 feet into the water. It's connected to the Little Squalicum Beach Trail system that can eventually connect you all the way, from the Birchwood neighborhood down to the Bellingham Marina and beyond. But it's a fantastic addition that a lot of people really enjoyed taking advantage of this summer. Now, I've only been on the pier a couple times myself, walking out to the end, taking in the sights, and coming on back. But I would anticipate as time goes on that pier will be home to fishing and crabbing and people launching maybe boats, maybe kiteboarding, things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pier becomes a part of the community as time goes on. But if you visit the area, I encourage you to walk down there and check it out. Number 7 is not Bellingham isolated, though we are a part of it, but Whatcom County is the raspberry capital of America. We are responsible for producing more than 2/3 of all red raspberries in the United States. This accounts for roughly 65% of production. Now, this has a huge impact on our local economy, particularly in the summer season when they are in harvest. This is everything from roadside stands to the Raspberry Festival up in Linden, where there's restaurants and basketball tournaments, all sorts of great stuff that goes on. But this is a huge part of the agricultural contribution of this particular region to the U.S. 65+% of raspberries here in the United States produced here in our backyard. Number 8 on the list is the fact that Bellingham is closer to Canada than it is to Seattle. Now, you might say, well, yeah, of course it is. Look at the map. But here's something that you may not know. Bellingham is actually also closer to Vancouver, BC than it is to Seattle. So the distance from Bellingham to Vancouver proper is just 55 miles versus about 90 to get you down to Seattle. The travel time in each direction is going to vary based on border crossing, traffic, all that good stuff. But I would say on a good day without traffic, you can be to Seattle in about 90 minutes. And on a good day without traffic and a long way to the border, you can be from Bellingham up into downtown Vancouver in just over an hour. So it's an amazing way to be able to take advantage of lots and lots of additional opportunities that would maybe only be afforded to you in bigger cities. But in my opinion, putting Bellingham in this really unique and perfect position to be a smaller area, giving you a lot of the amenities that you would need on a daily basis, but putting you in direct proximity to bigger cities if and when you need the things that they provide. Number 9 on the list is the fact that Bellingham is the northernmost city of its size in the lower 48 continental states. See, we sit north of areas like Minneapolis, areas like Boston. So with a population that is quickly approaching 100,000 within the city of Bellingham, we are the largest city this far north in the country. This is one of the reasons why we get these amazing, long, sunny summer days. It's also the reason why we experience some of the grays in the fall and winter months that we do. But it is a phenomenal area, and if you've not been, I encourage you to come predominantly in the summer, but I also like to encourage people to come out in the fall and winter months, especially if they're considering a move to the area, because it's good for you to get a sense of what it's like in those seasons. I always tell people, if you can love Bellingham in November, December, January, well, then you're gonna love Bellingham the rest of the year. Number 10 on the list is the fact that Bellingham is home to one of the largest waterfront redevelopment projects in all of the Pacific Northwest. And this is happening, if you live in the area, you know, down at the Bellingham waterfront on the site and surrounding the old Georgia Pacific paper mill production facility. So this is an area where we have the granary building. Now, historically, this would have been an agricultural hub. People would have traveled from even Linden by horse and and buggy to bring down eggs, to get grain, to engage in agricultural commerce. Now today, this building has been completely renovated and remodeled. It's home to an ice cream shop, a coffee shop, a husband-wife physical therapy team, a yoga studio, a salon. There's a lot going on there in the granary building. Immediately next to that, there are 3 new condominium buildings being built. There will someday soon be a hotel that's part of the development project down there. You've got the bicycle pump track, you've got Kolshin Brewing's container brewery location, you've got a host of other restaurants. You can get pizza, you can get burgers, you can get ice cream, you can rent bicycles. There are food trucks. There's a ton that's going on down there at the Bellingham waterfront, and this is only going to continue to grow and be improved with more trails, more parks, and more access for artists and just the public in general to be able to produce and enjoy in this particular area. The goal eventually, as I understand it, is to connect the Bellingham Marina all the way down to Boulevard Park without you ever having to step foot on a road, so only via trails, whether that's on foot or on bike. But it's a huge project that was the planning phase begun many years ago, and it's very cool to see that kind of in the midst of coming to fruition. I'm very excited to see what it will look like a couple of years down the road. So there you have it, 10 things that you probably didn't know about Bellingham. If you're local or you're not, I'd love to hear what was the most surprising thing to you. You can drop it in the comments below. And if you're thinking about a move to this area, I'd encourage you one last time to download that free relocation guide that you've seen offered throughout this video. As always, reach out, questions, concerns, comments, would love to hear from you and be of help to you in any way that I can. But for now, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see you again soon.